buy Canelo versus Golovkin at $16.95. Press box office on your Sky remote or visit BoxNation.com.
Obviously we're early hours and I'm sure you've got a lot of questions to ask. I just want to say from our point of view, sort of us as the promotion, that Bill needed those 12 rounds. He needed that fight, he needed to get the rust out of his system, he's had a very frustrating 2 years. He's just teamed up with Dominic, who I think's done a fabulous job with him. He fought a guy that was awkward, you know, basically he was on the back foot for these 10 rounds. And it's very awkward to fight some guys, you know, fight guys like that. But, you know, Bill, with his game plan and the way he's prepared himself for this, it can only be good for the future. So the objective now is to get him out again in December. It depends what happens tonight with this, or the early hours of the morning with this fight in Vegas. And hopefully within the next 48 hours we'll basically have some sort of decision where we're going with it. Worst case scenario, God forbid either of them, the winner gets badly injured or you know they're not available to fight, Bill will fight again in December. He will be active. He will be out again in December. I know he's already spoken to Dominic. They're going to get in the gym again very quickly to make sure that he can get himself in the best possible condition, because he can't let now this slip. He's mission accomplished tonight. This was a very important fight, a lot of pressure on him mentally, and he's come through. Any questions for Bill?
Yeah, Bill, how was your session?
Listen, first of all, when I went into camp here, I went into camp very out of shape, and he got offered to Lemieux first, he turned it down. Then he went to WILLIE MONROE, and I watched WILLIE MONROE, and I thought, I've got a long way just to get down to weight. I thought a long way. And I thought he's a good slick boxer. I thought it's going to be a tough test. But myself, I felt I handled him with ease. I'd done what I had to do. But there was a little bit of ring rust. To be honest, when I first went up in Sheffield, I thought it was mission impossible. I thought I got 12 weeks to get in fit and to lose weight. But I've got to take me out after Dom and the team. I just put all my trust into the team, got me super fit, done stuff I've never done before. And in the rounds today, I felt I'd done the rounds well. It's just I got a little bit lazy in some rounds because there was nothing happening. And, you know, Frank's been banging on what's next, you know, put them here, what's next. So I know the big uns, you know, on the horizon. And when you're fighting someone like Willie Monroe Jr. and you know that the one after is potentially millions and millions of pounds, there's a lot of pressure on you. I don't care who you are. There's a lot of pressure, and this was probably one of my most pressurised fights I've had, with a bit of ring rust. But proved it again. The main thing, it was a big improvement from Scotland. So that's behind me now. I can put them demons away. I know that I've got full and plenty left in the tank. There was stuff I wanted to try tonight that, you know, it takes two to tango, and if someone's running away on the back foot and he's an awkward boxer, Willie. He's sharp, he ain't got that much power, but every time I wanted to meet him in the middle, you know, one of us had to go to our left, dip down to the left, and it's just a little bit sloppy, but yeah, you know, I got the win. Listen, everybody knows in boxing, who knows boxers, when two slick southpaw meets each other, like me and Andy Lee, we managed to meet each other a couple of times, and I come off trumps, but me and him tonight, he wouldn't commit at all. I hit him a couple of times, and I got a bit excited, but I heard Dom screaming in the background, don't go, just walk him, touch him down. I was listening to instructions and got through the 12 rounds, but if it wasn't for the Ingles up in Sheffield, I believe I wouldn't have made it here tonight. I think that I'd have done things wrong, as I usually do, and would have messed it up a little bit, but I knew I couldn't afford to with Willie Monroe Jr. People need to don't forget that when he boxed Golovkin, he had a lot of success, even though he got knocked out in 6 rounds. And if he would have engaged with me tonight, how he engaged with Golovkin, you know, perhaps, you know, I would have caught him, but it wasn't to be. I beat him comfortable and got the win, so that's the main thing now. Yeah. Do you know what? We clashed heads in round 4, and I couldn't see. I was completely like, it was blurry, like someone chucked salt in my eyes or something, like looking underneath water. And I thought it was Vaseline in mine. I tried to wipe it, and when I realised it was blood, I just had to keep away to the end of the round. I couldn't genuinely see them, simple.
Either blood or hair gel, I'm not too sure, because he was putting hair gel in his hair before he went to the fight and doing his hair. I think that's what it is, to be honest.
I borrowed Dom's hair gel.
He's getting a shave next time. He's getting a shave. He's getting a shave.
Yeah, no, but listen, I couldn't see, but he done a good job in the corner. Thank my old team, thank my sparring partners, thank the whole complete team, because everyone was behind me from all the boys down there, and it's my name on the boxing.
You said before about how you're going to be out in December. Is there any concerns that will stop you?
No. It's only a little nick. That's all that is. That's nothing. But first of all, I couldn't see any blood at first, and obviously that's a bad sign, because I thought, well, I can't see anything, so there's got to be blood somewhere. But I carried on, and I got caught with a jab, and I see then the blood fall on my glove, and I thought, all right. But then I went completely, my vision was gone. And Dominic sorted it out, and I was back to normal, giving round 5.
Your son's apology, had you planned that from yesterday, or was that spur of the
No,
moment?
I'll tell you what happened. Listen, obviously he was there, he's a young kid, he watches YouTube, he's seen me go off the day before, he's seen them all around me, he didn't like it, but I've always taught him that if anyone puts their hands on him, or anyone hits him, to retaliate. I think that he overstepped the mark a little bit, he apologised, didn't you, Steve? And it won't happen again, will it?
Dominic, how did you assess Billy's performance the first fight with him?
Considering the time frame he had, he rolled up at Winkerbag, took his shirt off. I looked at him and I just scratched me and I thought, here we go again.
I thought we was having some time off as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we're going to have some time off. I got a bit of a break going on, and he rolled in. Frank phoned me up and I thought he'd be all right, and he came in massively overweight, and it's an odd job just shifting the weight. But Monroe Jr. he's not a pushover. It's not like he got a body to fight. He got a well-ranked operator who'd only been beaten twice. Mandatory challenger. And he's the type of guy, if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. I said to Bill, he had the perfect sparring partner with a guy we've got called Abraham Horner. He's trickier than a bag of load of monkeys. You can't hit him with a bag of sand, but he was ideal for what we needed. And Billy's put the time, he's put the graft in. I've told him he's got, I think, maybe 9 to 10 weeks for his next fight. If he doesn't come back in the gym by the end of next week, I'm just going to say to Frank, don't give him that fight, because we're not going to do a 10-week camp. And he can continue this camp on, but if he has more than 1 week off, I'm just going to say to Frank, leave him, because we're not going through that again, a 12-week, crash plan to get him to this point. So if he wants to, if he's honest about what he wants to do, he's got to put it all behind him. He's had the time messing about and messing about with his mates. It's time to knuckle down for the work, because on that performance tonight, he wanted to beat Canelo and he wanted to beat Golovkin. That's the warm-up, that's the pre-training camp. He's got to take what he's got now and improve on that in the next 10 weeks. Fight, whether it's Golovkin or Canelo or another fight. I'd like him to actually fight somebody else, some decent guy in December, not them two, and then get him in tip-top shape when he fights next year, maybe the spring or whatever, against the winner of them tour, a good operator, and because he's got another 3 or 4 months to go yet to get him up to peak condition.
And the most important thing is, Bill trained to make the weight. He's training for the fight. He's trying to make the weight. Now it's about training for the fights, and not worrying about getting that weight in. That's what it's all about. Training to be at his peak.
Obviously, Dominic, you've had Kell Brook in with Golovkin, and Billy Joe. How does he fare against someone like Golovkin in your opinion?
Billy's a middleweight, isn't he? Today, taking Billy on the pads, I was thinking, there's not much power there, in the build up to the camp. But Billy's very conservative what he does, even with sparring partners. He never goes full out, he never puts everything in. But tonight, warming up in the changing rooms, you could feel there was real snap and power in his shots. He nearly took my head off with a shot. But he could, he put Monroe into his shell. He clipped him with a couple of decent shots, and Monroe was in his shell. And he never came out of it, and he took his chances. He waited and waited, because I can tell their plan. I've looked at his worst fight when he starts running out of gas in the later round. I thought, we'll wait, then we'll jump on him. And when they tried to jump on him, Billy clipped him a few more times, and the kid went back into his shell again. That was the game plan. That's what we said from the off. He's going to try and save the early rounds, jump on him late when he starts to gas. But he didn't gas. He got plenty in the tank. So he's got a lot of work to do. Billy Joe Saunders tonight wouldn't have beat Canelo or Golovkin. We know that. We're not stupid. But he's got more work to come. He can do the work, and he can improve massively. Kelbrook had a great game plan against Golovkin. He was coming up from a lightweight. Billy's a proper middleweight. There's a lot more to come from Billy Joe Saunders, and I think looking, hopefully these two knock the stuffing out of each other tonight, Golovkin and Canelo, that they bash each other up, and they're not able to box till next year. And Billy gets another one in, and then Billy comes in and picks up the pieces afterwards, because I think that's what kind of fight it's going to be.
Billy, would you like another fight before you fight Canelo? Listen, if you wait up from 2015, I boxed Andy Lee, then I boxed again in December 3rd in Scotland. I wouldn't even call it boxing. Then I boxed tonight again 9 months later. I would love the opportunity if it arose and it was only December I could get. Then I'm not going to pass by on that. But ideally, if I personally don't think they're going to be ready for December anyway. My personal opinion, especially not Canelo if he wins. I've heard Canelo's already in talks with Mikel Cotto, so if he's in talks with that overlooking fight tonight and Golovkin wins, maybe Golovkin might have it in December, but I would rather that because Golovkin's 36. Put him straight back into camp, put me straight back into camp, and just Golovkin's name alone will bring another 25% out of me. Just his name alone will bring 25% out of me. Tonight, again, I was in there tonight, and I knew that natural ability, I could beat a world-class opponent on natural ability. So I had that little bit of fitness there tonight, but I know there's loads more improvement to do. I see these all working in the gym, see all the boys working in the gym, see the way they operate, and I can only go up. And I'm looking forward to the journey. But if they're not ready, then most definitely I want to be out again in December.
Who do you actually want to win that fight? You said you think Golovkin will win it.
I want Golovkin to win because he's the invincible man. Dom's been up against him before. He's had a close eye on him. Kelbrook had a good fight with him for 6 rounds until his eye went. So that all them advantages come into my favour. He's 35, 36. I'm 28. If I'm not going to beat Golovkin now, I'm never going to beat him. And I've always said, when I was 24, 25, I said, listen, I want him in 18 months' time. And not to get more experience, to mature properly as a man. I feel that I'm maturing now. I'm punching a lot harder. And I know I've got the beating of him. Just on the will alone, and his name alone will bring an extra 25% out of me.
Will you wait until that fight comes along before moving on?
Listen, I'm not waiting no more. I'm not waiting around. Like I said this before to my dad. I'm not waiting around for nobody now. If them fights don't come, I want to be out in December, and I want to be out again in February. I'm 28 now. I want to be out of the game when I'm 30, 31. I don't want to be in it for years till 35, 36. I want to be 31. I've got a family. I've got kids. I just want to earn what I can earn. At the minute, while I'm in love with boxing, I want the fights because at the minute I'm back in love with it.
Bill, firstly, congratulations on the win to you and the team. No secret you want either Golovkin or Canelo. Frank, what's been the hurdle before to you trying to win either of those 2 fights?
Well, we made the fight with Golovkin. They sent us the contracts, and the problem was after the fight, they didn't want to fight. The fight then came about with Canelo, and I think that came about because of the Jacobs fight. They see his performance in that fight, and I think they felt to see a chink in his armour, and it was the time to take it. As I've said a million times, he's probably one of the most active of champions. Golovkin spends all that time in the gym, he's constantly working. Maybe that fight he looks a bit stale, so they didn't want to risk it. And we had it all done. He was going to fight in Kazakhstan. It was on their expo that they had. And so we had the contracts. Bill signed it. They never signed it.
And there's no excuse now because when I went to the press conference, I was out of shape. They told me I looked overweight, get in shape and fight. I'm in shape now. I'm ready to fight. Good luck to them tonight. And whatever one wants it next, I'm willing to go. I'm game. At the end of the day, they want to be unified champions. They can never be unified champion without that on the line. So they can't go down in the history books without that on the line. I'm willing to put it
Bill,
on.
are you prepared to travel for that fight?
Listen, my dream is to fight for all the titles in Las Vegas in America anyway. I would love home advantage. Frank, I'm sure Frank's very good. He's very good at obviously doing that. He's proved it time and time again. But if it meant going to America to unify the division, it's a dream come true. See all my sons watch me do that and hopefully inspire them.
Bill, say you have another fight in December before that big one. Do you know if it would be a voluntary or mandatory?
Oh, I'm not bothered. Listen, bring whoever it is now. Listen, the move kept all about shouting and hollering my name. I'm sure that he said he had a bad hand or he was waiting for Miguel Cotto. Listen, everybody wants to fight me, but when I'm in shape, it seems that no one don't pick up the phone. No one wants to ring when I'm in shape. When I'm fat, out of shape, then yeah, you know. But it's time for the talking to stop now and get the work done. So I'm in shape, or continue being in shape, and ready to get it on.
Frank, will you come back here to the Copper Box with Billy Joe in December? Yeah.
If probably get a date, if there's a date available. If not, it'll be somewhere else. But I want him to fight in December, and he wants it. Obviously, Dominic.
There's some big names out there. Khan's boxed before at 160, Amir Khan. I would love the Amir Khan fight, me and him. What a fight that would be.
Where Bill's at now, he could get down to light middleweight. That's not a joke, that's not a lie. He could get down to 11 stone. What he's done in 12 weeks and getting to 11 and a half, with a long camp, he could quite easily get down to 11 stone. He could be a big light middleweight. So there's some interesting fights to be made from light middleweight to middleweight, even to super middleweight, if he does as he's told. It's all down to Bill now. If he can do as he's told, commit to the training, realise this is his full-time job, not something he does for a couple of weeks, has a fight and then disappears for 6 months. He's got a time frame in his mind. He's 20. He's got 3 years left, and if he's going to fight for 3 years, he's got to train for 3 years. He can't be having time out. So, like I say, it's all the ball's in his court. We've had this conversation, Frank. If he disappears for more than a week, then forget December, and he's back to square one again, and maybe going to miss a fight next year because he'll blow himself up. So it's all down to Bill. It's all in Bill's hands. If he wants to mess it up, he can mess it up. If he wants to go on to bigger and better things, it's all down to him. So, you know, there's a good wide amount of opponents he could pick from 11 stone to 12 stone if he wants.
Phil, would you consider 54 for Khan?
Most definitely. Listen, Khan's boxed at 160 before. You know, I've stood beside of Khan. I just want a good fight, big fights. You know, that's what I'm in boxing for now. I want a fight to get me up. He's a very good name. I rate him. I've watched him for years and years and years. I know him in Kell Brook. You know, I haven't got it on. He's a stable mate of mine. But if Khan's looking for a big UK fight, then I'm willing to fight him. I'm willing to fight anybody at all. But I just want to stay busy.
Would you consider fighting Kell?
No, he's a stable mate. I can't fight Kell. We'll have enough fights in the gym, me and Kell, I suppose, in a few weeks. We'll let you know how we get on.
You said on Thursday you were kind of inspired by the boys at the England gym who box on a Saturday and turn up on a Monday. When are you going to be back in the gym?
I will be back, like Dom said, I'll be back. No, listen, I've got no need to have more than a week out, have I? You know, a week out, that's it, a week out, back in the gym, back up Sheffield.
And you've got to understand Bill's been away from his home, you know, the kids in our gym, they're in Sheffield, so it's easy enough. You've got to have a bit of downtime, you've got to have a week off. You don't need longer than a week off. You can take the dogs a walk, ride his horses, you know, run around the fields, whatever, do a bit of lamping, whatever he wants to do. You know, but after a week, a bit of roadkill, but he can, after a week, that's it. After 1 week off, you know, what do you need to do after 1 week? It's just wasting time. So he can have a week off, spend some time with his kids, and he's got to be back in the gym. There's no excuses, that's his job. If you were all working and you're all doing a job, you might get 2 weeks off a year. Holiday or 3 weeks. You understand? You're putting in 40 odd weeks of graft. He's sitting around for 6 months, twiddling his fingers and playing around with his mates and whatever he wants to do. So you've got to be serious at this point. He's not 21. Time's running out. He's going to hit his peak in the next 2 or 3 years, and he's got to be ready for what he does. So it's all in his hands. It's all down to him. Not down to Frank, not down to me. Down to Billy Joe Saunders. That's what it is.
I'm moving the caravan in Dom's garden.
That's it.
Frank, say if the fight could be made with only Khan at 154, probably wouldn't be for a title. Would it still be as huge?
It's irrelevant for a title. It would be just a great British fight, wouldn't it?
Well, ask you lot, is it a good fight? Would you like to see that fight?
Absolutely.
Would anybody want to see that fight? Who's Khan going to fight? You know, he hasn't boxed
He's
for
been out the ring for ages.
a long time, so realistically,
And I don't call his name by being disrespectful to him. I call his name because I think he's a good fighter, and I've watched him for years. And him and Kell are seem miles apart at the moment. But I'm willing, if he wants to come to 160, done it to Canelo. He might not think I'm as good a fighter as Canelo. He's got a chance of winning the world title at 160. I love the chance. So him or any other middleweight who wants it.
Right, are we all done?
Yeah.
Thanks as always for all your support.
To buy Canelo versus Golovkin at $16.95. Press box office on your Sky remote or visit BoxNation.com.